Hey guys, welcome back. It's time to find some skulls. If you're looking for one in particular, check the timeline and the description for timestamps. One thing to note is that in Halo Infinite, some of the skulls are locked to level exclusive areas, and seeing as the levels can't be replayed in a single playthrough, if you miss one of these skulls, you need to go right back to the start of the game on a new playthrough and make sure you get them when you're in those levels. I'll be sure to point these ones out when we get to them. Also, thank you to Halo Cannon and Matty McD for helping find a few of these too, links in the description. So, let's begin. Okay, so starting off, we have Boom, one of the level-specific skulls. On the first level, Warship Gabrakan, when you get to this long corridor-like room early on in the mission, come to these crates on the right side of the room. You'll notice that in each kind of elevator shaft, one crate is moving and the other isn't. Simply hop on this left crate, go up one level, and the Boom skull will be right there next to you on the stationary crate. Cowbell is another level-specific skull. You've got to be on the second level, Foundation. When you get to this room with all of these massive struts in the middle, clear out all the grunts and jackals, and then scan the room and you'll spot the skull up in the ceiling. Follow my grapples and eventually you'll find yourself in this little gap in the roof where the Cowbell skull is chilling. To get the Fog Skull, come to the end of this road on the western side of the map, a short distance from FOB Alpha. Take out the Banished, then head beyond the end of the road into this cliffside hex pillar cave and follow where I go. This one requires a little bit of grappling. Once you've Spider-Man'd your way around this cave, the skull will be chilling on this platform besides a bunch of Brute Captain and Chieftain helmets. The Catch Skull is on the island north of Outpost Tremonius, and you're going to need a Wasp or a Banshee to access it. Fly to the northern part of the island, where there's this really comfy little forest glade that surrounds a pond in a ravine, and your skull will be chilling in this tree trunk on top of a load of marine helmets, although, be warned, there are banished hunters that guard this skull, and they ain't pushovers, let me tell you. I Would Have Been Your Daddy requires some climbing, so come to the tower on the far western edge of the map, equip your grapple shot, and get ready to climb this monstrous structure. The easiest way up that I found was to grapple onto this strut, run to the top, grapple swing up off this platform, then grapple the underhang of the roof and use the momentum to swing yourself up. In the center of this roof is a bunch of boxes, the Craig Zeta Halo Tour list, and behind it, the I Would Have Been Your Daddy skull. Black Eye's location is a little bit tricky, so on the map it looks as if it's in this rather spooky looking swamp, but instead you have to make your way to the bottom of the cliff, and behind this comfy waterfall in true video game fashion is a ledge. Grapple to the ledge and crouch through the crawl space and you'll find yourself in a spooky red cave, at the back of which is the Black Eye skull. Blind is in a rather tricky spot in a hex pillar ravine between the two southwestern islands. The easiest way to access it is from the eastern island. Drop down onto this kinda suspended rock slide thing that's littered with dead marines and head down as far as you can go. Then make a leap of faith into the abyss, look to your left and grapple into this little cave. The Blind Skull is right there alongside a Spanker. For Thunderstorm, come to the peak of this mountain just west of the northernmost beam tower on the southern island. Then, look off the side and you'll see one really tall hex pillar jutting out. Make a leap of faith and use those super soldier biceps and triceps to clamber onto the ledge whilst falling at 100 meters per second. Or, alternatively, just use grapple. Take the skull and enjoy the view. For the Famine skull, come to this beam tower north of the command spire in the southeastern part of the map, and for this one, you're going to need either a Wasp or a Banshee. You might just be able to make it by combining upgraded thrust and grapple, but I'd recommend an air vehicle. Simply fly down to the top row of hex pillars on this massive jutting out rock, disembark, and the Famine skull will be in the hand of this poor dead golden elite. The Mythic skull is located on the Command Spire mission, so in yet another level exclusive area. When you get to this massive hex pillar processing room, clear out the enemies and come to where I'm stood right now, in the part of the room where the hex pillars do a 90-degree turn. Grapple onto a pillar, then up into the ceiling, and on the middle level of the ceiling you'll see a rather inconspicuous door. Head through this door, and in the room beyond is the Mythic skull. Okay, so unlocking the iconic Grunt birthday party skull is actually a two-step process. It spawns on the mission repository, and the first step is in this room with the two bridges and the pedestal in the middle. These doors on the right and left are red when you first enter, but turn to blue and unlock after the cutscene. Firstly, grapple over to the door that's on your right when you enter the room. Head through the door, and you'll find a room with a power seed. Pick up this seed and then grapple over to the other newly unlocked door opposite. Head through it into the larger room, and in the back right corner, plug in the power seed. Then play through the mission as normal for a few more minutes until you get to this room. Now, there are going to be quite a few rooms that look similar to this, so note that this one has two struts that lead up to the wall, and also spawn sentinels. Once you've cleared the room of enemies, head up the struts and you'll notice the glass that's usually here has disappeared. That's what the power seed did. Now the skull is on the floor right in front of you in this secret room. But look out, there are 4 camoed zealots hiding, ready to ambush you the second you try and pick it up. Trust me, the threat sensor is your best friend here. And the final skull is Bandana, which is located on the final level, the Silent Auditorium. The process for getting this skull begins right at the start of the mission. You cannot kill any sentinels, or you won't be able to access it. Thankfully, there's only one room in the level with sentinels in, so it's not too hard to do unless you're doing it on Legendary. I wouldn't advise that. If you let them all live, then once you activate this light bridge towards the end of the level, you'll see another light bridge on the other side of the platform is activated as well. Just head over that bridge, through the door, and into this room, and on this platform will be the Bandana skull. Huge shout out to Halo Cannon for figuring out how to open this door. We had such an issue figuring out why the door was opening for him, but just staying locked for me. But the mad lad figured it out, and that alone is worth you going over to his channel and dropping him a sub. The link is in the description. So, thank you all so much for watching. Once again, huge shout out to Halo Cannon and also Matty McD for helping out with a few of these skulls. It really was a team effort. I've got more Infinite guides, breakdowns, lore videos, and tons more content on the way, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and also check out the other Infinite videos that I've already released right now on the screen. Thank you for watching, I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you all in the next one.